Let's get straight to the heart of it. Every time innovation is talked about in your circles, the boardrooms, the pitch meetings, the endless rounds of due diligence, there's one invisible force quietly tightening the grip on progress. It's hard to see, but it's there. You might even be it. The general partner, the investor holding the purse strings, deciding what seeds get to sprout and which die in the dirt. The true bottleneck to breakthrough innovation isn't talent. It's not ideas, never ideas. It's the system that surrounds you. It's the filters you and your peers have built, sometimes unintentionally, sometimes because the world forces you to, that end up cutting out the voices most willing to break the mold. You're the gatekeeper, yes. But what if the gates you're so diligently guarding have become iron bars? It's a brutal truth. The ones who should be lighting matches to the dark corners of the future often become the keepers of old flames, afraid or unwilling to let anything truly wild, anything truly different, break through. You watch many pitches fly by, many startups rise and fall, but how many have you actually let break your worldview, completely rewrite your playbook, or even scared you into new thinking? Not many, right? Because it's easier not to rock the boat, to stay safe within the known, to invest in what looks shiny but familiar. Here's the catch. Innovation doesn't come knocking gently. It arrives uninvited, disruptive, and loud, asking you to rethink everything you thought was settled. It refuses your comfort zones and forces a reckoning. But the system? The system wants you to say, asterisk, no asterisk. It teaches you to play it safe, to filter, to optimize, to control. This isn't just about money. It's about power, about comfort, about the simple human need to avoid risks, to avoid embarrassment, to avoid being the odd one out in a room where risk-averse consensus rules. Don't fool yourself into thinking you're serving progress when you're really serving security for your own role. Because when you do that, innovation doesn't just slow down, it suffocates. The rare, raw, explosive ideas, the ones that could change the world, are left stranded. Startups don't fade because they lack courage or genius. They fade because they can't get past the invisible walls, built not by tech limitations, but by human hesitation and fear of change. The painful truth is that the greatest barrier in your career might not be competition or market forces. It's you. It's your peers. It's the very structure around you that you've inherited and unconsciously defend. You're not a villain in this story. You're a product of a system that rewards play it safe, middle-of-the-road thinking, and punishes radical vision. But to realize that, and do something about it, that's where the real power lies. So how do you step out of this trap? How can you switch from being the bottleneck to the breakthrough? The answer isn't in chasing more deals or scouting more startups. It's deeper than that. It starts with unlearning everything you've been taught about what an investment looks like. That tight checklist, those KPIs, that demand for a clear path to exit, the very things designed to minimize risk. These are exactly what keep you chained to status quo. The future doesn't come with tidy spreadsheets or sure bets. It comes messy, uncertain, uncomfortable. If you want to unleash true innovation, the first radical act is to embrace discomfort. Say yes to the ideas that unsettle you, that defy logic, that don't fit your neat little boxes. Stop looking for founders who talk like you or fit into your old mental models. Instead, hunt for the ones who are different, the ones who burn so fiercely, their fire might just burn your illusions down. Because only when you allow yourself to be unbalanced, to be challenged, can you start reshaping reality. This is about becoming a different kind of general partner, not one who simply funds startups, but one who partners with fire, who understands that your role isn't to suppress risk, but to manage it without killing the volatile energy that drives real change. This means building relationships based on trust, not on polished presentations. It means lowering your guard enough to be surprised, even scared. It means being patient enough to let transformations take their messy time, because real revolutionaries don't bloom on quarterly timelines. You don't need more noise or more mediocre consensus to find the future. You need less. Less noise, less uniformity, less comforting illusions. The real shift happens when you start connecting and aligning with the few, the rare sparks of raw potential everyone else ignores or fears. The misunderstood, the misfits, the ones who challenge your assumptions and refuse to be processed by the system. This selective connection, this ruthless focus on quality over quantity, is your secret weapon. Because when the right few come together, daring general partners, bold founders, unshackled visionaries, they don't just innovate, they transcend established industries, rewrite the rulebook, and break through ceilings no one even dreamed were glass. Not by accident, but because they chose to burn all the maps and charts and start fresh. You have to reject the lie that freedom means ease or comfort. True freedom, the freedom to innovate, hurts. It demands fighting your own instincts to conform and control. It demands critical thinking at a level most shy away from. It demands patience beyond the quarterly call, beyond the next round. You're not here to make life easy for others or yourself. You're here to make it real, to create a future that wasn't handed down, but forged in chaos and courage. Think about the pain points you face daily. The pressure to show steady returns, the endless noise of startups vying for attention, the fear of missing out versus the fear of losing everything. These are real, gnawing tensions. No one pretends they're not. But clinging to old ways and old fears doesn't solve them. Instead, seek out the power of collective genius, hidden in rare collaboration. Build networks where difference isn't just tolerated, but celebrated, where complexity is welcomed, not feared. Remember, progress is never the quiet middle. It's the edge, the fringe, that's messy and raw and terrifying. And it's those who embrace the wild edge that reshape the world, while the rest scramble to play catch-up. If you want to be more than just a gatekeeper, start building an ecosystem with no tolerance for the mediocre, no space for those who play safe. Create infrastructure for brilliance, harsh, risky, unpredictable brilliance, that no system today supports, but the future demands. You're not just investors. You're the potential architects of a future where power lives with the liberated individual, not the system. This means being sovereign in thought and action, questioning everything like your life depends on it, aligning only with the few who burn as fiercely as you do, and having the patience to play the long, transformative game. It's not easy. Nobody said it would be. But the old story, the one that hands you a quiet life with slow progress and safe bets, is a lie that's killing innovation faster than you know. Smart investors know where the real power lies, in breaking that cycle, in smashing the bottlenecks you have control over, and in daring to fund the impossible. Behind every breakthrough, there's a general partner who refused to be a bottleneck, who trusted their instincts over their spreadsheets, who saw beyond the pitch deck and into the fire underneath, who chose to burn their own fears down rather than clip the wings of those who dared to soar higher. That general partner is the future, and the future is waiting. The question is, are you ready to stop blocking it? Or will you stay comfortably trapped in the system that's already outdated? Every second you hesitate, innovation waits. And the world you want to build becomes dimmer. Don't let that happen. Be the breakthrough. Ignite the fire. Because nobody else can do it for you, and nobody else should.